Good morning. Well, actually, it's afternoon. It's been a number of days since I made a video. There just hasn't been much of anything new to talk about. The main thing that I've done, I did plant out my little kale and cabbage starts that I did get done. I have part of my hoops in, and sometime between now and in the next 4 days, I need to get the plastic cover on that and get the rest of my hoops put in, because our summer ended abruptly. It was in the 90s and then the 80s and then the 50s and 60s, and we've had a bunch of rain. We had one really nice day last Saturday, which was nice because we went to a wedding, and it was an outdoor wedding, and it was perfect. It was, I don't know, around 80, I think. But the rest of the days have been in the 60s, just barely into the 70s in a few days. But according to the weather forecast, our nighttime temperatures starting Monday or Wednesday, depends on which forecast you look at, are going to be down to 32. And that means that I need to have things covered up. My tomatoes, I had one tomato plant that I planted kind of with that contest to see who could grow the biggest tomato in mind. Well, I knew I wasn't going to win, but right about the time that people were saying the contest was all over with was when my tomato bush finally started actually having some blooms and setting on some tomatoes. I've got some that are about like so big, but they're still green. But I do love fried green tomatoes, so that's probably what I'm going to have to do with them. And I've got a number of smaller tomatoes still green that I probably am just going to have to pull up. I'll see what happens on the first night that gets cold and go from there, and then probably have to pull them up. That's about when I usually pull up the tomato plants, is right after we've started to have a light frost. So my summer is over with. One thing I have had to do, I don't plant zucchinis because, well, to tell you the truth, I haven't had good luck growing zucchinis. But my neighbor across the street always plants them, and she always has way more than she needs. And she tends to let them get a little too big. Anyway, she bestows zucchinis on us, like too many of them, actually. I'm appreciative of them, but I spent several days this last week canning zucchini. We don't really have room in the freezer for them, so in order to can them safely, I made pickles. I just canned them as if they were cucumbers instead of zucchinis with dill pickles. And I use several different recipes, so they're not all the same. If I was going to can them without pickling them, I would have to use my pressure cooker, which it's been a while since I've used it, and I need to take it into like the extension agent or somebody and test it and make sure that that all of it's working, the seals are working correctly and everything, which I haven't done. I should get around to doing that. Anyway, I did the water bath way, which meant that they had to be pickled. And so I got let's see, I didn't count how many. I think I know, I probably had close to 24 pints and maybe a dozen quarts. That's a lot of pickled zucchini. So I think some of my friends are going to get pickled zucchini for gifts, because I know we can't eat that many, probably. Although it's nice that, well, recipes say they could stay on the shelf for a year, but I know they can actually stay a little longer. Anyway, I just wanted to touch bases with you since I hadn't made a video for a while. I probably will take some pictures once I get my hoop houses put together. And oh, I did need to tell you, my hubby made some shelves for me and back in our back room. It's actually a bedroom, but we call it the computer room. And it's where I put some of my seedlings and starts last spring. But he made shelves for me right across the windows so that, and he said, these are just for plants. So I have places to put my plants. Some of them, I'll try bringing in some things that I've got in pots, but come January, February, March, I will be starting my seeds again for next summer. And hopefully that comes quickly because I really prefer summer. Well, I didn't do much in this video except just talk at you. And I probably should have shown you all the pickles, but they're all stored away. My husband took most of them out to, he's got an area out in the garage, which he calls his man cave, where there's plenty of shelving out there for storage. So we've got all kinds of food stored out there, the things that are non-perishable. So that, I think, is pretty much all I'm going to talk about today. I just wanted to make sure that you knew I was still around. Life's funny sometimes. I've just kind of not had a lot of, I don't know, I haven't been as upbeat as usual, but that's okay, I'll get past it. Next week is hunting season. We're wusses. If it's raining, we're not going to go out hunting, but we've got from September 28th through October 10th to get our buck. So hopefully we've got a few nice days, dry days, in order to do a little bit of hunting. Maybe we'll get some nice venison for the freezer. That's what I'm hoping. Last year we didn't get anything. And last year was the first year we'd actually gone out hunting for a number of years. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get some. Maybe we won't. Either way, it's okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I've talked at you for like over 8 minutes. So I better sign off. Remind you that if you haven't subscribed, it sure would be nice if you did. And it would be really nice to hit that like button. Leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. May the good Lord richly bless you. Until next time. Bye.